Hi, this is Bonnie with Maestro Music, and I wanted to give you a little virtual tour of our on-site location here in Beaverton. So when you arrive, you'll notice that our teachers will be wearing masks, maybe a face shield, maybe a voice amplifier so that we don't strain our own voices and have extra projections in the air. But since you are online, perhaps I can take this off. It is so good to see you. So, over here on this half of the room, I have a little bit of information about us. Our mission is supporting lifelong learning and growing through music education and performance. And you'll see here that we feature a student-centered learning approach that teaches classics through contemporary and music literacy using music theory games for the young and composition for the young at heart. And of course, our website, probably where you're seeing this, maestromusiclessons.org. So at our teacher piano over here, we can have our own space away from the students not exposed to anything. We can use any of our supplements, and we'll be focusing, especially for on-site lessons, on some duets. This is some of what most of us miss about being online the very most, is that the latency sometimes prevents duets. So we've got some duets set up here, and I also have a lovely teacher side. If I can switch it here. Let's just take a look. With all my teacher implements. So when you arrive as a student, you'll have your temperature taken through our touchless thermometer here. And if I need to get involved with some games or maybe point something out, I can use my laser pointer to get through to the students' keys over there or demonstrate what I need them to do as well, keeping lots and lots of physical distance there. So let's take a look over there and see what you'll notice we have a lovely plastic divider, almost invisible, to keep our students and our families extra safe. And on our student side over here, the first thing you'll see is the sanitation station. Students and the parents, if they're young, are instructed to come to the office with clean hands and then sanitize when you arrive, and then grab a cloth. Now, we like to be eco-friendly here, so you know if we have some reusable cloths that will be washed in between, as well as disposable cloths for those who prefer. You hold it right underneath the sanitizer right here, which is alcohol-based. And then you go over to the keys, and you can run a nice wipe down before you play. You'll be able to sit here at the piano, put up your music right here. So you're touching all your own stuff. You bring your own water bottle if you need it, and pencil with you. And then as teachers, we can put up the duets we want you to look at. So if we have something that you don't have in your book, we have our own book over here that we can put up a duet for. There's a big screen TV over here. Well, it used to be a big screen. I guess it's small now. 21st century and all that. 20 years ago, this was a big screen. And I can put up a duet over here for you to see. And there's some really cool stuff I can do with this, but I want to show you. Our student side here has another tablet that can be used to view really close in on your keys. And I can go over to my side of the teacher station, nicely physically distanced, and I can put up my fingers really, really close so that you can see my fingers. So here I am in our recording. Here's my fingers. If I look over onto the big screen TV from the student side, well, look at this. You can see me right up close where my fingers would be. And if you were here as well, we could have your fingers side by side with mine. This is another one of the biggest challenges we have with online lessons and with physically distanced lessons, is that we can't always see from one to the other on our hands. So we have a nice comparison when there's someone here in person. In addition to all those other safety precautions, we of course have a pre-clearance screen. We're allowing 15 minutes between students to help with the airflow in here. And there's some other details and everything that we're just trying to do to make everyone be safe. We're cleaning in between the days of teaching, and we're right now, let's see, beginning of September, we're only teaching twice a week here so that we can have a couple days to let materials rest and everything. And we're not, of course, sharing materials or spaces between teacher and student. Now, let me show you the most exciting part of being back in person, and it's the games. I may have mentioned that we like teaching through music theory games. It's one of the best ways to learn music literacy and how to read, whatever instrument you're on. We do teach ukulele and guitar in this studio as well. As piano. We unfortunately can't teach any wind instruments or voice in person because of the high volume of air particles that are highly aerosolized that are produced when we sing. So no singing in person, but we can play those games. So I've got a large life-size version of one of my games. So if I'm the student over here, I can step on my game board. I can go around my game board, I can skip around my game board, and let's basically be like a token or a game piece might be for the game that the teacher has planned out. So for that particular game, it's called Marshmallow Mummies. And you'll see I kind of just replicated the game board over there for the student to use live action. The best thing is because we're just using our feet, we don't even have to worry about what we're touching over there. So in this game, it is one where we'll be teaching and reinforcing the concept of intervals and the difference between neighbor notes, which are lines and spaces, versus skips, which would be 2 spaces or 2 lines. And I would be rolling my teacher big dice over here so that my student can see it. Oops, they went too far. I'll have to work on that. And I would be having the student then go that many spots and to tell me the answer to the card that I pull out and whatnot. So I really hope that you will consider giving us a try for either our continued online offerings, which will continue as long as everyone's comfortable with that, and well as trying out our on-site here in Beaverton. And we're hoping to open up our other locations soon, depending on the phases that we are in and the governor and CDC guidelines. I'm always happy to meet a new family and give you a brief tour of the studio, or you can just go right online, book your first lesson. Parents are welcome to come in for any part of the lesson as long as you'll be involved. We can't unfortunately have any spectators here. We closed out our waiting room, and while we do keep our front door propped open for additional airflow, we won't be having anyone who's not actively participating in the lesson. So my son came and had a lesson a couple weeks ago on site for the first time to try that out, and I sat right there with him. I helped him clean the piano and cleaned his hands, and we did the games together with the teacher and had a lovely time, and then we cleaned our hands when we left as well. So reach out with any questions. The website's right over here, mymusiclessons.org, or you can always give us a call, text, or send us a message. Thanks.